Guys can hear me loud and clearly. I hope you guys can hear me loud and clearly. If you can, please let me know in the chat so I can know that we are actually set, ready, and begin, ladies and gentlemen, to begin tonight's session of the PokePod World Podcast. Please, once again, chat, let me know if you can hear me. Ads, oh no, worst enemy. Listen, I just want to clarify, ads are not my fault, okay? This is something that unfortunately we just have to suffer with working under Twitch. It just be the way it is, man. I'm just saying, all right? I had nothing to do with any of that. I hear pink wolfen voices. I guess that's something. Indeed, that is indeed something. So, how you guys all doing tonight? Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day, evening, afternoon. How you guys all doing? Once again, my name is KG Prestige, and welcome everybody back to another exciting session of the PokePod World Podcast, where me and my pals would gather around to go and talk about things for the week. Obviously, there is a lot to go and discuss, and yeah, this is going to be a fun session. I assume everybody's going to have a good old time, and yeah, let's hope that everybody will indeed hop on board. Given some complications happening behind the scenes, I assume Tyrone and the others will be joining us momentarily. But for the time being, it is just going to be for a little while anyway. KG going just a wee bit alone before the others hop on board. So, tonight's session is going to be an interesting session for tonight, ladies and gents, because we will be focusing heavily on quite a lot, I'm going to say, for the Pokemon series tonight. As you guys know, the recently released oh, thanks for letting me in. All right, Evie, want to hop on board? First of all, Evie, it's been a while since I last heard from you, buddy. Hopefully you've been doing okay. You can hop into the PokePod call if you'd like then. Yeah, so it's been a crazy week for Anti-Poke content. We have a lot to get into. Obviously, for the Pokemon Journeys episode that had dropped, we also will be focusing heavily on the recently announced information regarding the film that's going to be coming out soon, Coco, and the latest release for the OST for that film as well. I'm looking very much forward to it. We also got a brand new poster for Anti-Poke content as well, heavily focusing on Mewtwo, and we learned something interesting regarding that said Mewtwo, which will be discussed a little bit as well. So yeah, we have quite a lot to get into. Here with me actually is Evie. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, long time no see.
I know, man. How have you been? How the hell have you been, man? I haven't heard your voice in so long. I hope you've been doing okay, buddy.
Man, I know. Go Master, who's Eevee? I don't know. Some random ass prick that you guys have to get used to again. But anyways, yes, I'm back. Actually I'm doing pretty good myself. It just so happens that the past few weeks I've been clustered with homework and with work, which of course the holidays are right around the corner, so they need me more than ever.
Ding
so
ding.
That's why I haven't been able to, unfortunately, join in on you guys. Which, I miss it. Like even though Mondays have been a little bit different for me, it's a bit of a nice change of pace. I just miss this energy with the Pokepod. It's something for me that helps me relax from time to time, and I'm really happy that today I'm given the opportunity to join you guys once again.
Well, we're always happy to have you on board, buddy. That's for sure. And somebody else actually joined in on the fun as well. TSS, how you doing, buddy?
Good. I have a few things to talk about tonight, actually, before we get, we have the first hour shenanigans. But this is actually going to be some relevance to the topic at hand. I have three things to talk about.
All right, buddy. That's perfectly fine. But let me just make sure if everything else is looking fine on my end. Yeah, okay. So once again, chat, please let us know if you hear us perfectly loud and clear. Everybody sounds okay. And if so, then we can actually begin tonight's session properly and thoroughly. So yeah, once again, it's going to be a very hefty session for tonight. We have quite a lot to get into. So without further ado, I guess let's just get right into it. Oh, wait, never mind. We can't get into it. We have to go and say hello to somebody else, actually, who just hopped in on the call. Tyrone, hey.
What's up?
Not much, man. Glad to see you on board as well. Also, I hear an echo. I don't know if anyone else hears that.
Hold on, let's see.
I think that might have been coming from TSS's end, but we'll see it soon.
Is it? Hold on. Let me check. Is it still?
Noise reduction, echo cancellation. Hold on. Let's do that.
All right.
Okay, let's see.
All right, let's try that. Okay, that should be better.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah. All right. I adjusted my mic too because I don't know. I think my mic was pretty high.
I also discovered something because, like, for some odd reason, whenever I do recordings, my mic seems to always be the most quiet out of everybody's, and I never understood that as to why. I have this microphone literally inches away from my mouth, man.
Well, that's because because your microphone input your microphone input is different than the input coming from the desktop, so you have to adjust it accordingly.
Yeah.
And what mic are you using?
What are you using, Tyrone?
I'm using the Blue Yeti.
Yeah. So the Yetis, I think, are just more known to be a lot louder than usual.
Yeah.
No, it's not necessarily true. It's all about the gain that you put on the microphone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I put mine at low gain pretty much because I'm sitting right next to it and it's powerful as shit.
I have mine in half only because I don't know what would go down if I decide to go any higher.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised by the noise cancellation too, because like to you guys I can hear a lot, but you guys won't hear much outside of my voice. But I can hear like a fucking fly fart in the next room. Like that's
fly fart.
Anybody hear that?
And he was eating my boneless fried rice.
Right.
Oh man, you had to watch past sessions to get an understanding as to that. Fly joins the pod. Yeah, we got the fly now.
Right.
The PokePod fly. There you go. But with that said, you
Yeah,
know,
like, I know you guys can't hear anything but me, but I'm like fucking Daredevil back here. Like,
that's all right.
I hear all the things.
It's okay. It's all good.
Well, as long as you're doing okay, buddy, that's what matters the most.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then. So, what do you guys say? Let's get into it. So, TSS, I will pass this on to you, buddy, because it seems you have some things you'd like to cover.
Yeah. So we're gonna go from least important to most important, even though this is pretty important subject, but want to get this out of the way.
All right. Let me just make sure if I need anything in particular, by any chance, to post on screen for the fans out there to watch.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about AMD Ryzen Zen3 for a couple of minutes here, because I had got it on launch day, went down to Micro Center, 9:30 in the morning. I wanted to buy the 5900X, but they ran out, and at my location, I got the last 5800X. So right now, I have been playing around with it for the last, since launch day, so that was the 5th, so about 4 days.
Is the 5800X just this little cube thingy? Like this little small chip, I assume?
Yeah, it's a chip. Yeah, of course. I mean that it's all the same like shape of the chip, but it just will have different numbers
and even have the logo, I assume, as well of
and the logo too.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna put this in here for the chat to see as well. Then while I'm at it,
there's 4. AMD launched 4 CPUs on Wednesday. It was the was it Wednesday? I can't even fucking count anymore.
That's 5,000. No, okay.
That was it's 5,000 series. It was Thursday actually, because it was remember the 5th of November. So they launched a 5600X, which is a 6-core 12-thread part. The 5800X, which is the 8-core 16-thread part. The 5900X, which is the 12-core 24-thread part, and the 5950X, which is the 16-core 32-thread part.
Is it the one with the number 7 on the side of it?
Yeah, the Ryzen 7 5800X. That's the one that I bought because that was what they had.
Okay, just simply making sure.
So this was the first major like CPU and motherboard swap that I did on my main machine in 9 years. And it automatically, when I upgraded, because my old CPU was an i7 2600K, that was a Sandy Bridge from 2011, and just to upgrade from that to this, it was like, it was like a huge amount of power. Plus, it was running hot too, and I was wondering what the hell was it doing. But these Zen chips, they clock themselves up until they reach the thermal limit, which the thermal limit, they usually limit to like 90 degrees Celsius. And I thought there was something wrong with my machine. Like, holy shit, why is this chip getting so hot? And I realized, oh wait, that's by design. So
wait, that's by design?
Yes, that is by design. It basically the chip will clock itself. It will overclock itself to a certain point, and once it reaches the thermal maximum, it will stay that way. So, and then of course, if it gets too hot, it will throttle itself down. But as long as you have the cooling, it will remain at that max full tilt, 90 degrees all day long.
Huh, interesting.
So yeah, but it's cool now that I can now encode like Pokemon rental DVD encodes, like 22-minute encodes now. 22-minute episodes now in like like less than 2 minutes, 275 to 300 FPS.
Damn, that's quick.
It is. I mean, and also I tried some rendering on Premiere, and that thing ate it for breakfast. That was just a crazy amount. I mean, you think that, and also on games too. I was able to play freaking PS3, RCPS3. So great shit. I'm gonna do some more testing, and I also did like the Blender render testing and all that crap. But yeah, this thing's a beast. I have 32 gigs of RAM now. I mean, that's all I need for now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice.
I just do encoding, and I do, and when gaming, like I played some Street Fighter V at 1080p in a window because I have a 4K monitor. The temperature didn't get above 58 degrees Celsius, so it runs. It doesn't take a lot of CPU to run like Street Fighter V. Street Fighter V is a pretty graphically intense game, realistically, for a fighter. So yeah, can't wait to try more in the future. But like I said, I really haven't had much. Yeah, I haven't had much. Like really, intensive workloads would be like MeGUI, encoding X264, and also Premiere. But like I said, it just eats it for breakfast now. And now that I'll be able to get my productivity, video rendering. That's the main reason why I bought it. I want to edit and render some H265 videos. So, yeah. Oh yeah, the Eevee. Yeah, that's right. That's right. In Blender, the new rendering engine is called Eevee.
Wait, really now?
Yes, yeah, it's called
Yeah.
Eevee, spelled out.
It was made with
Eevee.
my own hands.
Damn, Evie. Hard at work. Can someone
No
draw?
wonder why
like,
this man
Eevee?
has been away for so many weeks.
Exactly. Can someone draw Eevee with glasses and he's like tinkering like with fucking computers?
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll use that, and we'll have that be Eevee's mascot here. But nah, seriously though, I never knew that. Well, first of all, I never
He's
used
putting
it.
in like a
that
CPU.
Interesting.
He's putting in like a CPU cooler.
with his paws and everything. I could Photoshop it probably. Hey, listen, go at it.
Yeah,
if you want to.
He needs to hold a soldering iron.
Yeah.
It's soldering iron.
Soldering iron. Working on like, micro soldering and shit. But yeah, overall Zen 3, and of course the only issue now is supply and demand, right? I looked on, I think on Reddit, I looked at
Demand supplies.
yeah, they had a, I think it was Synex or whatever the fuck it is. It was one of the distributors for the United States, and they have like 12,000 new units on order for certain chips, or they have a lot of the chips on order, and some of the back order, like for the 5800X,
Yeah.
it's like triple the demand that they can actually get their hands on. So many of these people will probably not get their chip until probably January.
Damn,
or
man, what
maybe
the hell?
Damn.
Because even though they're going to be able to ship like maybe, I don't know, 10,000 CPUs of each. The demand is so high that people are probably not going to get it. It's like it's on so much is on back order.
Similar to, what was it, the 3700, 3800 for the other processor? What was it?
Yeah. Well, no, it's the NVIDIA.
NVIDIA, I apologize, yeah.
The NVIDIA RTX, the NVIDIA RTX. But the thing is, though, unlike NVIDIA, AMD is actually shipping little bit of quantities at a time. So at least they're not like completely saying, "Oh fuck you, you have to wait 3 months for a whole big batch." They're doing it in little spurts at a time. So, with that being said, let's move on to the next topic, and that is somebody on a torrent site actually posted a bootleg VHS of Porygon.
Okay.
You might need to
Now-
show me a picture of that so I could put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because there's three possibilities in my head, and they're all probably wrong. The first one is the VHS of the episode Electric Soldier Porygon.
and it is.
Oh
It is.
shit! Well,
And it
the other two are just silly now. the second
Yeah,
guess
because
was
they had
VHS.
basically warnings. I'm not going to post anything right now, but I just want to talk about it for a little bit. So this was a bootleg. This was like a 3rd gen VHS rip that had like a little text at the beginning saying that, December 13th, 1997, over 1,000 kids were hospitalized and thousands more were apparently put in a trance, and they give like the warning labels and stuff. And then it has the episode of Porygon with the original commercials intact. However, though, the quality isn't the best. It has a lot of multipath ghosting, and it's slightly the wrong frame rate. It's like 30 FPS instead of 29.97. And like I said, there's like interference lines and multipath ghosting. So it doesn't even come close in quality to the Porygon episode that was released on Japanese P2P 15 years ago. But this has more value because this has the original commercials, and it has a Sunday morning TV program from TBS, that's Tokyo Broadcasting System, not the Turner Network, that shows them talking about the incident, the Porygon incident, and how they said that during the big scene where Pikachu did the thunderbolt to the vaccines, it was flashing 100 times between red and blue in 4 seconds.
Oh,
And
shit.
that's crazy. And they did some tests, and apparently the flashing was above 20 hertz, which is really bad.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, the news segment at the end of it, and then the commercials make this thing worth having. But the episode itself, like I said, it's not great quality. The one that was released on Japanese P2P 15 years ago was better. Plus, the one on 15 years ago actually has the announcement of the TV series coming back before the broadcast in April of '98, before episode 39. But I thought it was very interesting that something like this would surface, considering that, a lot of things have been under wraps and stuff like that. Yeah, December 16th. So this is probably a typo. That's correct. Let me just look back here, because it would have been Tuesday night. So this VHS was a copy of a VHS that was probably floating around since the late 90s.
And it just happened in now the 2000s, specifically the 2020, to be found yet again?
Somebody just decided. No, I mean, somebody just decided to rip the tape, or rip a copy of the tape.
I always thought it
would be December. Well, it would have been December 16th. Yeah, because it would have been on a Tuesday.
Obviously, it's a sad moment that we have to reflect on, obviously, because, a lot of kids had seizures, a lot of problems happened because of that episode. But I want to look at one thing that's always messed with me about it. Porygon has not made any, unless you count really obscure cameos, Porygon has not made an anime debut because of that. Like an anime, like a legit anime debut.
Yeah, Pikachu got away with it, man.
Right, and I was going to say, it's Pikachu's fault. It's Pikachu that's the one that fucking did the thunderbolt on the missiles.
Yeah, but to be fair, actually, actually, Tyrone, I'm going to cut you off there. To be fair, actually, there was red and blue flashing even before that, and Pikachu didn't do it.
Well, the point being the big scene, though, the scene that people associate it with.
Yes.
But all I can think of is free my dude Porygon. Let him be in the anime again.
Porygon did nothing wrong.
He served his time.
He doesn't even
Like
need
the
to
court.
serve his time. He needs to be paid or whatever they call it for his.
I always imagine Porygon in like an orange jumpsuit and like I can't go out in the anime world again. I don't know what it's like out there. Is the OG series still on? Are they still saying gotta catch 'em all? No. Oh.
Yeah, but I still find that very interesting because, like I said, I have never. I mean, I've seen the news story before, bits and pieces, but not the whole thing. And I haven't seen the original commercials. The original commercials for this Porygon rip is very interesting because it has a lot of. They have the Korokoro comics. They have Pokemon card game. They had Roketo Dan no Ein ni commercial, and they also had a commercial for Yoshi's Story, which is interesting.
Really now?
Yeah, Yoshi's
Oh, you
Story.
got my attention with the Yoshi bits. I'll give you that. But I do want to take an opportunity as well to talk a little bit about, since we're also talking about some old school stuff and whatnot. You know, I found it very interesting with actually, let me see if I could get the article up. I think it'll be easier if I get the article up. So I'll bring this back up in a minute once I get it for you real quick. But before that though, you guys have anything else you want to say to the VHS or the content itself?
We can move on. There's another thing. There's more we have to talk about because there's a lot of crazy shit going on this
I know
week.
it's been a heavy week. It's an absolute blast of content, especially if you're a big fan of Anti-Poke stuff, though.
And Mornox, yeah, we just they got to find a way to reintroduce him back. I think right now would be a good point, a good matter because
Go's ain't gonna catch everything
now. Yeah, Go's gonna have to catch a Porygon 2, Porygon Z. They're gonna have to show it off. I'm hoping.
He'll catch Mew before he catches a Porygon. I'll say that right now.
Like you got Porygon
He's got to be last though.
He's like, you got Porygon? Yeah, I downloaded it, and it just shows a picture.
Hey, it doesn't. He hacked his Pokedex to say he caught it, but it didn't really happen.
Yeah.
Now, okay, a couple of things to go down for the next content since we're getting a little bit into the Anti-Poke stuff now. Actually, before I get into it, did you have anything else to add, TSS? Because I believe you said you had 3 things you wanted to talk about, and I think you only just.
And the last one is actually interesting because it's because Pop UK actually aired or released episode 25 and 26. Like
PM 2019.
Yes. And there's some interesting stuff about it that I want to talk about because it's the Karina episode, which I haven't seen, but I looked at the Magikarp and Slowking one.
Oh my god, the Slowking
there's some
one.
stuff. There's some interesting stuff in both. First of all, the Goldfarb version of the Galar gym theme kind of crap didn't work.
I mean,
sorry.
You have to understand they're trying to make their own battle remix.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So, you know, on both segments, I will give TPCI 1% of credit, and that is they actually used the Magikarp song in English and the Slowpoke song in English. That was the least they can do. But the problem is that was the least they could do because everything else is just shit.
I mean, I could have told. Actually, I did say they were going to do that way back in fucking
in the review.
Right.
Yeah, but then what makes it worse and interesting at the same time? Kazuking is called Kazukarp. Okay, that's fine. In the Slowpoke segment, Sarah voices a British. Has Ash having a British accent, which is okay, interesting. But my issue is the music that they used after that. It kind of sounded like a ripoff of a combination of one of the Doom original tracks from the Doom game from 1993 and like a fucking generic WCW entrance theme. That it's just no.
I do genuinely have to wonder though, because in the English dub, if this is the direction that they're going for this particular episode, it makes me question all the other dub episodes or the other dubbing in other
Yeah,
countries. Like, what's
a,
gonna happen?
yeah.
Like, what's gonna go for Spanish? Is he gonna speak in a different form of Spanish?
Maybe he's gonna speak. Maybe he's gonna speak fucking Catalan or something. or German. Maybe they're gonna have like a very bad Bulgarian accent or something. Pokemon 2019 dub confirmed WCW 2000.
Are you okay, Ash? Are you okay, Ash? I'm perfecto.
What did I say? That sounds like Doom and freaking generic WCW entrance theme.
Are you okay, Ash? Hail Hydra.
Dios mío, that was close.
He's gonna be like Buzz Lightyear. He's gonna just start speaking Spanish in the most awkward of moments.
Anda, excelente. Understando. Understando. He's got like a fucking mustache.
Yeah, like they animated it exclusively for the Spanish dub. Now, see, this is the only dub episode I'm excited to see in other languages, only because I'm curious to see how the hell they're gonna do it. If it's in Spanish, you should join the Pokemon dub. Nah. Nah.
Well, what would be funny is if in French, yeah, as Donnie says, imagine they speak Canadian French.
Oh god, and Kuro says in Portuguese they'll most likely give Ash a Brazilian accent as well. Oh my god. See, this episode has so much meme potential just because of the fact that it's gonna try to have fun with other languages here.
Different language.
This is the only dub episode I've been excited to see in other languages in ever, really. I don't think I've ever.
Also, what's weird is that they only have one title card in this episode, even though there's two things. Because if you remember, in the original version, they have the two title cards, in I think in like I think it was like in a paint font or whatever. First of all, the first it was like generic font. It was like the generic episode title font, which is like you lazy fucks. And then on the second part with the Slow King thing, they put nothing on the screen. They just say what the episode episode segment is, with nothing on the screen. So it's like, I guess we didn't pay. I guess they didn't want to pay the fucking the Tyrone guy fucking $12 instead of $10 to do the fucking work.
Dang. Meanwhile, Galarian characters don't have British accents at all.
That's that's fucked. That's fucked right there. It's like,
I'm curious how B's gonna sound now. Just thinking about that. That's gonna be interesting. At least Lisa returned to voice Karina. Yeah, that is true. At least there's some consistency with the dub there. I have heard some pretty mild criticisms, not for the voice acting department, but rather once again, no surprise, the music direction that they decided to take for the Karina episode. I have yet to watch it myself, so I can't give any proper opinion on that part. But it shouldn't take that long for it to arrive here in the US anyway. So when the episodes come out, know for a fact we'll probably talk about that one and some other interesting episodes as well that are dubbed. Because I'm curious about
or I could just give it to you.
Yeah. All right, do that behind the scenes, though.
Right.
we can't give out the goods like this to the public, man.
Unfortunately, yeah, because that's copyright infringement.
Exactly. So the only thing I want to just know is, did they do this one part justice? And I'm talking about Go King, the one moment where he's like,
oh God, I gotta.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about his voice. I'm talking about that one moment when Ash was giving him the shelter and be like, "You can be my Slowbro" or something like that. I never heard the clip.
Well, you know what? You know what's gonna happen? I'm going to actually listen to that right now.
Because in the Japanese dub, I loved it so much because he'd be like,
I know. Yeah, let me out. The only problem is it's gonna be drowned out by bad music. But
hopefully they don't have bad music for that. But yeah, that's the only part I'm curious to see how it sounds overall.
Let's see. Let's just see here. Hold on, I'm gonna go to that segment.
Alrighty. Well, we're on that as well. Let me go and let people know something very interesting here. So, PM 2019 is going to not be the only film out there, or series I should say, that's going to have an OST release. If you guys recall, last week we had the official PM 2019 OST drop for fans across the globe. Well, Sort of in a way, because it's only available in Japan, and digitally it's also available just in Japan. Of course, if you try to use VPN
Wait.
and all that jazz, you might be able to kind of work around it. Or if you know how to purchase shit in Japan through US and other parts of the country, you'll be fine.
Okay, we have a dialogue error.
What?
We have a dialogue error.
I wasn't looking for that, but now you got my attention.
Okay. So,
and also, as the TSS is talking, I do want to bring up a quick topic before we get back to the Pokeanic.
Okay, buddy.
But anyways, continue.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, I was gonna let you finish, or do you want me?
Yeah. Well, let me finish because this
Go ahead.
Your thing's gonna be faster.
Okay. So Sarah is Ash in his freaking pompous British voice says from this day forward, a slowpoke you will be. But if you hand him a fucking shoulder, he's gonna turn into a slowbro.
Wow.
Hello, TPCI. Is there anyone in your fucking brain? The answer is no.
Oh man.
I mean,
it's an oversight that is just asinine.
I think they just like
had
if you
one
want
A
job.
slowpoke
They
you
don't
will
make
be.
perfectly.
If you want the sad reality of it, the sad reality is that they were like, we got a job to do, and let's go ahead and dub the episode so we can go home and fucking get our paychecks and go to sleep.
Oh shit! Does CSS have like an aneurysm going on? What's happening?
And like, if you want the really sad version of it, yeah, that's what happened. It's they wanted to collect their paychecks and go. See, I've been saying this shit for fucking years. And now we finally hit like this is lazy. Like they've been this way. Are you surprised?
Also that specific clip name, Freezing Hard LED Red Coat. Thank you.
Even Twitch knows what's up. But yeah, okay. So Evie, I recall you had a small topic you'd love to bring up, buddy. What's going on?
All right. So, first of all, it's not about the election. I don't care about that right now because, goddamn, that was the longest election I've ever had.
Dude, man. First of all, good job to John King, who stood up there for like 5 days straight. Well, you know, honestly, that was more exciting than the Super Bowl itself, man. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Yes. I will say that it was very entertaining. Whether you agree, whether you know, it doesn't matter what side you believe in or you think of. The whole thing is, this was exciting, regardless.
Yeah,
it was very exciting.
For the slideshow, yes, it was.
Yeah. No, but
you're on that, Evie.
I was. Yeah, but anyways, that's not all too important right now. What I really want to talk about. Oh, by the way, let's all meet up about 4 seasons next time. How about that, boys? No, but,
yeah, let's go fucking landscaping.
No,
and then after that, we could buy some adult books and get somebody cremated.
But yeah,
all right.
But yeah, screw the 2020 election arc. Anyways,
we need the healing arc now.
But I do want to talk about, unfortunately, the passing of Alex Trebek, who in my opinion is
Jesus, man,
one of the biggest American television personalities, in my opinion. He just passed away yesterday. He did lost to his battle to pancreatic cancer. Man, dude, like.
Yeah, man, the dude was an icon in the faces of many out there across the globe.
I mean, he's been hosting game shows since 1970. He had been hosting game shows since 1973 in the States, starting with The Wizard of Oz. Continuing on, he did Battle Stars. He did the original Double Dare, which was Mark Goodson, Bill Todman, not to be confused with the Nickelodeon Double Dare, which came in 1986. He also did High Rollers in two stints from 1974 to 1976 and 1978 to 1980. Like I said, Battle Stars was in the 70s and the early 80s, and then he's done Jeopardy since 1984. And then he also did Classic Concentration from 1987 to 1991, and he also hosted To Tell the Truth in 1991. Making him the first person to host 3 game shows at the same time.
Damn, this man was going all over the place.
I said 1984.
I think
more now.
Yeah, he was also referring to some of the other things he has done over the years.
Yeah, he has done. Yes.
There is a lot, and I think
Yeah,
that we
but-
need to pay respects to such an iconic figure, and many might not
And
know.
there's also Pitfall in 1982, where he actually didn't get paid for 13 weeks.
Yeah. Even if you might not know the game itself or watch the game at all, you can just tell who he is the moment he just simply says a line. He has such a
This
distinct
is
and iconic
Jeopardy.
voice. He is such a legend within the
Yeah.
community and loved by all. And honestly,
Really watch some of Alex's old stuff,
And
like
from what
really old stuff in the 70s.
which by the way, after his passing, I'm not sure if you guys caught the I believe the latest episode of Jeopardy, but well, the good news is that I believe Ken Jennings is going to be the new host of Jeopardy, which I think there couldn't be a better host. To
Yeah, I think
replace,
Ken I think deserves it. He has a very good demeanor.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think and he loves the game. So you guys watched Jeopardy when you were young? I did. Yes, I did. I've been watching Jeopardy.
same here.
I don't watch it
I've been
like
watching Jeopardy.
every time it's on, but whenever it's on, I make sure to be on it, despite not knowing the answers to almost like 25%.
Yeah, I've been watching. Yeah, I mean, I've been watching Jeopardy on and off, but mostly on since 1992.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hold on. Thank you, Evie. I love this, man. Evo gave us this great meme image here that I think you would love. I'll put it in the backstage for you guys to see. I'll put it in the Twitch
right.
chat as well.
Yeah, but what Jeopardy is going to do is that they're going to air, I believe, the last 26 or 36 episodes of Jeopardy before Alex Trebek's passing. But yeah, man, just one of the biggest American personalities lost. But I think we're definitely going to be in good hands with Ken Jennings as the new
yeah,
host. So
and
rest in
I
peace.
feel rest in peace. And I feel that on the way that the episodes are right now, his last episode is going to air on Christmas.
I mean, one better way, dude. You know.
Yeah. And no, as for Wheel of Fortune, actually, more Knox, he did actually host a week of Jeopardy in 1981. I'm sorry, Wheel of Fortune in 1981. And actually, if one of my favorite actual episodes that Alex and Pat Sajak did a swap on April Fool's Day 1997, where Pat Sajak hosted Jeopardy and Alex Trebek hosted Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Which,
Oh, nice.
if you haven't watched that, you should definitely have a watch, because it's like, it's completely different worlds basically, and they kind of make fun of each of the games anyway, so it is really cool. That
Right.
if you should watch that, but like I said, some of Alex's best work you should probably see, like some of his stuff from the 80s besides Jeopardy, Classic Concentration, which is airing right now on Buzzer. To tell the truth, 90 and 91, that's also airing on Buzzer at some point. And go on YouTube and watch some of his episodes of High Rollers from like 1978 to 1980. Some of that shit is so funny. And even Battle Stars too.
It says here they have 35 episodes left that he has recorded, leading towards Christmas, basically, as you stated. So
Yeah.
he will be having a couple of more episodes, and plenty of them, before his passing. And I am looking forward to
I just
seeing
saw
his
the meme,
final.
sorry.
Don't worry, I'm looking forward to seeing his final episodes he's recorded. But this man, he took his dedication all the way to beyond. They said here he's recorded his last episode 2 weeks before his passing. It shows you how much dedication this man was going through to really deliver on the content for fans out there, man. And I'll always remember all the memes that came out from Jeopardy. You guys have to see some of the funniest Jeopardy episodes. There was this one chick who got so much points and so much money. She was so far ahead of the game that at the very last minute, she decided to make Alex Trebek say one of... I don't know why I find it so hilarious and amusing, but she managed to get Alex Trebek to say "spiciest meme lord" in the middle of Jeopardy, and I died laughing at it. It's such a simple thing. It's like, who is the spiciest meme lord?
Well, there was another one. There was another one where one contestant, I think several years ago, they put Keybird Zella, which that was the whole Family Guy
Yeah,
meme thing.
I also love the one where it was just straight up just nothing but football questions, and the entire contestants that were there, they did not say a single thing throughout the
Yeah.
whole 5 questions. It was like, all right, what is this particular football setup? And then it was just silence for like 2 minutes straight, and Alex Trebek would be like, all right, we're just gonna go in commercial break while I teach these suckers over here what football's all about. you know
Yeah, it's like Alex Trebek raps. That was a fun thing.
Yeah, like they had
Um,
fun with this man, and this man knew he had fun on him as well, and he loved every bit of it. And when the announcement came about what had gone down a year ago, a lot of fans were saddened to hear the news, and were wishing him the best. And to see how this man has fought all the way through, and even going through everything, still coming back on
It
scene to
was
still do shows, even two weeks
yeah, he
ago,
was
man.
yeah, he was fighting this cancer for about 2 years,
Yeah,
from what I've
he
read.
is an absolute
yeah,
legend.
and to be honest, he actually lasted longer than a lot of people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Usually do.
and
Because he said in one of his follow-ups, he said that I think the odds of living past 1 year after a stage 4 diagnosis of pancreatic cancer was 17%.
yeah, and may his legacy live on. May his show continue to thrive for all the years he has given joy to fans out there. And
There's gonna be a lot of like great reruns
yeah,
to watch.
and I can only
I'm
hope.
yeah,
pretty I'm
and
pretty sure I'm pretty sure now. I know Jeopardy has like an app on something, or it has a part
mhm.
on a streaming service. I'm pretty sure that eventually they're going to probably want to have like the vast majority of his episodes probably uploaded, because you definitely want to see the evolution of Jeopardy. But not only that, it's just that people people change. It was just some great moments on the show.
Exactly, you don't want to miss out on that.
Definitely. And I'm actually very curious to see how Ken Jennings will host the show, because I think Alex Trebek passed on the torch to a very good successor.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, Ken had been there for 74 episodes straight back in '04, and his personality, he was very well liked. And even when he was returning, like I said, his wit was really good. So I think he fits this show to a T.
Yeah. So
Right.
much love to the successor here for Jeopardy, and hopefully
Ken Jennings, yeah.
this man will continue to not do what Alex Trebek did, because at the end of the day, nobody can ever copy his flow, but continue to
His
make a
legacy,
new
yeah.
era of fans for
Yes.
Jeopardy, to those that will continue
Now,
to enjoy and appreciate both the past and, of course, what is in the present.
Now, I want to also make a note here.
Hmm.
Johnny Gilbert, who is the announcer for Jeopardy, who has been there since 1984. He's 96, right?
Damn, I did not know that.
Oh
He is
wow.
he is 96, and he was still coming down to the studio to freaking record
That is
it
incredible.
live. It is.
True
I don't know.
dedication right there.
Yeah, I don't know if Johnny is gonna retire. At this point, he better just do it until he can't anymore.
Yeah, he might as
But
well enjoy what he loves to do till the very end, because who
yeah,
wouldn't want to
yeah,
do that?
but I feel that Alex's life was cut short. I mean, everybody does. I think he probably had still a good 5 or 10 years in him, even after he retired
Yeah,
or
but he
whatever.
deserved to have at least ended on seeing his shows, be completed and then retire like that, even if for a short while.
Right.
But I still want to say that massive respects to this man for fighting it through till the very end. He is someone to look up to. He's an inspiration, and may I give blessings to his family, his loved ones, and those out there that know him
Uh,
deeply.
Mornox, you're probably thinking of Don Pardo, which was the original announcer of Jeopardy back in 1964, and he did. And the funny thing is, he did Saturday Night Live
Like the
on
like the
about
actual quote thing,
yeah.
live from New York.
Yeah, like this no, it's Saturday Night Live. That was Don Pardo, and he did it until like maybe 5 months before he died, and Don Pardo was like in his 90s.
Damn, man, that is incredible. Once again, it just shows you
Yeah.
that sometimes you will continue to do what you love to do, no matter your age, because as long as you love something, you'll fight through it till the end. And I think that that is something inspirational for these folks out here who loved what they love to do and brought joy till the very last drop. So once again, massive respects to these kings, and I wish
Yeah,
best of luck to the successor, man. So
Yeah,
definitely.
we
So,
give Ken Jennings our thumbs up, and
hmm
we'll see the next generation of Jeopardy. I think it's going to be great. I would
yeah.
actually like to
can we
like to
have an
see if it goes
online
on the
Jeopardy
show.
game?
Technically they do.
Do we?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think there exists like a game that you could download for Jeopardy, and we could play it online.
Let's do that. It's
I'm pretty sure.
Sunday.
Interesting.
Sunday we're doing
I'm pretty
Jeopardy. I
sure it
want to
is.
say.
Well, I mean, I want to see if it exists.
Yeah, of course. So
I'm
we'll
pretty
keep
sure
you
it
guys
does.
updated on that part. But with that said, though, I feel like this is the perfect
Yeah.
opportunity for us now to take this chance.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
wanted
go
to
on, Evie.
Yeah, I just wanted to sit that all aside. So yeah, let's move on to a more brighter side of things.
Yeah, why don't we? So we got quite a lot to talk about for this
My
next.
thing doesn't even follow up. I've just been sitting here like, okay.
Let's move on. No.
Well, shit, my
that
thing
being
isn't
said-
even. It's kind of funny, but it's. I don't think it's not
Here,
gonna measure
Tyrone.
up to
Here, you know
Jeopardy
what?
standard.
I'll give you this. Here, have this image of Evie right there.
It's on Xbox One and PS4.
No, not
by the
that.
way.
Not that. So a goddamn fish beat Pokemon Ruby.
I was gonna actually bring that up beforehand.
I was gonna talk about that, but Evie had to bust in the fucking topic that's way more important.
But it was bold of you to
Thanks,
assume that this
Evie.
topic will be quick.
Oh hell no! Of course,
It was quick for
Of course it wasn't gonna
Evie.
be
It was
fucking
long
quick.
for me and TSS.
Of course it wasn't gonna be fucking quick. You know damn well TSS is here.
You should have had Nesquik.
see, I knew
You
you
wasn't
to get
talking about
TSS talking.
Jeopardy while
So.
TSS is a 300-year-old man here. They're gonna be quick. No offense, TSS, we love you, but still.
Yes. I actually wanted to take this opportunity to also talk about that too, Tyrone. That was what
He
I
has
was going to bring
300 years
up
of
beforehand,
wisdom, by the
before
way.
I let Evie go on. But yes, so in case you didn't know this, well, technically, Tyrone, they didn't actually beat the Pokemon Hoenn game.
Ah,
What happened is they actually reached the champion. And
Yes,
that's
even
when they died. So,
yeah.
but the fact that the fishes worked together to make this happen is absolutely phenomenal. You have to understand, these are fishes that are just swimming by from one side of the screen to the next.
I want a Twitch race. Fishes versus Twitch players.
Oh hell no! These fish
Pokemon.
aren't gonna win, man.
Let's go. Let's go.
But I will say though, I do appreciate the humor that came from this. I don't know if you guys know about this, but they actually managed to discover a glitch in Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Yeah, the fish actually discovered a glitch. So there is a moment in the game, you know the one I'm talking about, where you have to use strength in a particular pattern to enter into one door in the cave.
Yeah.
It's basically on your way to finding Kyogre and Groudon, I believe. I forgot where it is. It's like next to Sootopolis. And what happened is that the fish were doing things correctly. They were actually at the very end. They were about to complete the said thing. But guess what? A boulder spawned on them. And the fish were unable to do anything about it because the boulder decided to spawn an extra self. And it was unable to progress any further. So the fish had to go back and reset the room up again. It was Seafloor Cavern. Thank you, High Prof. Where the fish had to reset the room, go back inside, and redo that whole shit all over again. They were this
Yeah.
close to finishing,
So-
but the boulder spawned on them.
So to give context to those who don't know, The Japanese Pokemon fan has set up a way for the pet Siamese fighting fish to play Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire using its tank as a map control. And the fish, after 3,000 hours of playing, was able to make it to Steven Stone. On June, the Pokemon fan live streamed on YouTube and debuted one of the pet fish who had already beaten the first two gym leaders. Jesus Christ. The fish had already played over 700 hours of the game, and at that time, by swimming around its tank, which had been split into several sections, in which each part is corresponding to a certain button to the track of the fish movements. The camera was tracking set up to the map its movements, which directly fed back into the circuit board linked to a Nintendo GameCube. These played a GameCube.
Yeah, you can tell because if you look at the Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald thing,
you can see the borders,
which also tells you that the glitch was found in a legal copy, an official non-ROM copy, of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. Let that be a statement. They found a glitch that fans were never able to find. Man, that is some.
Oh, okay. According to this, they said after adding more fish, they did beat Steven Stone.
Oh, okay. So I didn't see the aftermath then.
So yeah, they beat it. A Twitter user, Skeleton Doggy, tweeted about the victory as it happened with screenshots of the fish beating the final trainer, Pokemon trainer. Wow, that's amazing. It took 3,185 hours. That's
the
nuts.
Fish just won with Walrein as their last Pokemon and spammed the Ice Ball. A fish beat
and
Pokemon.
Literally, the picture is a bunch of fish and it shows verses and it shows Steven Stone. The Pokemon of choice they used was Warlin, the walrus Pokemon, which I think that's kind of ironic. And they spammed Ice Ball to win the battle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That shit was hilarious. Hold on, let me see if I can actually get an extended look at this particular clip because
the team is Tentacruel, Warlin, Mighty, Swellow, Manetrix, and Camera. That seems more diverse than mine.
Listen, man, this fish knew what the hell was up. Hold on, actually, I want to take this chance to actually show the window capture of this because this is important, I would say, news right here. So let me go and open this up for fans to see here real quick. Let me just go and open this up. Okay, there we go. Let me go and open this window capture for you guys. Here we go.
I guess the advantage the fish have is that they don't. I mean, they sleep, obviously. Yeah. Animals need rest. But they swim around. So no matter what happens, they're always in motion. They're always
There we
playing
go. So I'm going to show the clip on stream to show you what the thing is. Look at that. Look at that. Did you see that shit?
Oh,
did you see that shit? Whoa. Look at that. Look at this bullshit. These fish knew what was up. And look at that. It just spawned on them.
That's fuck.
What the fuck?
Right? That's fuck.
And you got to see the Twitch chat going absolutely nuts when this shit happened, though. Everybody was like, "Bro, what?"
Yeah, and almost 3,200 hours. That's not bad, actually. That's 3,200 hours. That's not bad.
These fish discovered a bug in the game before fans were. These fish should be beta testers, man.
Actually, let me do some math.
And somebody donated 5,000 N at the end as well, which I thought was great. So
nice.
So yeah. So overall, this was an incredible moment, I'd say, for the fish community out there. Fish indeed.
The fish
community. Listen, man. We'll call them the fish community, but. Congratulations to the fish for completing a game that most find very troubling for some reason, but it is still incredible.
They beat the game in less than a year. That's pretty fucking
The
dope.
fish used a third of their life, man, to complete this game together as a team. Now do Diamond.
Oh yeah. Oh, they'll be dead. Yeah, they'll be dead. They'll be dead by badge 3.
Yeah, you expect them to do technical TMs and shit like that? Hell no, buddy. Which begs the question, how the hell did they even manage to get Surf working is what I want to know. I really would love to know about that. But congratulations to the fishies. So, anything else you guys want to add up before we go and continue into our topic for tonight?
Mhm.
The
I
floor is
don't think
yours.
there's any other
I do
big
have
news.
one thing though I'd love to talk about. So,
All right.
let's get right into this one. Why don't we then? So, in case you guys are not aware of what's going on lately, it was recently announced not too long ago that the Pokemon film Coco is actually going to be getting something pretty big for me personally.
Just for kids.
They're going to be releasing a CD really soon, around December, for the Pokemon Coco film, which, by the way, was officially confirmed to finally have the Sun and Moon songs that was created for the endings by what was his name again?
So we have
Pose,
so
Brat Boy, Brat
well,
Girl, Notebook of
well
the Heart.
Pose was already Pose was already
I,
on the B
Yeah, it
side.
was on the Alola side, but I mean,
But
I guess Brat Boy, Brat Girl. What was the other one? Notebook.
Kimi no
Yeah, and
Boken,
then yeah, Kimi no Boken, which is Your Adventure. So yeah, the four songs that the man has made for Sun and Moon will be included in this CD right here. However,
Taiku
Okaza-
Taiku Okazaki, but it's actually his actual stage name is Taiku Physical Education.
yes.
That's the guy. Yes, that's the man's name. If you go on the copyrights on the bottom of the website, that's his official trademarked English name, Taiku Physical Education.
Now I also want to add something extra to this whole thing because it was discovered. Well, not discovered, I should say, but it was confirmed. The songs that are going to be in this one.
Okazaki Physical
So
Education.
yeah, also Okazaki Physical Education. So we got a couple of songs here. There is one, of course, that we already know for it, but one of the songs in particular that I'm very excited for is the opening theme song to the movie that is going to be featuring vocals from Beverly. Now, for fans out there who might not know who Beverly is, well, she's kind of, in a way, new to a couple of songs for the anime series. She's done an opening for Kamen Rider. She did an ending song for Fairy Tail. And most notably, one of her most iconic songs is the opening to the remastered version of Fruits Basket, or the remade version of Fruits Basket. She did the first opening for that, which is titled Again. And it was that song that really got me to become a fan of Beverly's music style, which I think if I'm correct, isn't she like Philippines, if I'm correct? But the other thing about it, though, is that she also made a track or a couple of tracks for a game out there as well from Platinum Games. If you know Astral Chain, she actually did a couple of tracks for that game as well. So to see her actually making the opening theme song for the film, I'm very excited for that. We also got a couple of other titles confirmed as well. Show Window, which was one of the previews that we got a couple of weeks back, which is honestly my most anticipated song from this entire disc. The fourth song is The Hum of the Forest, which is going to be featuring vocals from the Hino City, Tokyo, Nanamidori Public Elementary School Choir. So they're going to be helping choir. Yeah, it said choir.
Choir.
Now, these strange, wonderful creatures, which is the main theme of the movie, who is going to be performed by Tortoise Matsumoto. And
That's
then
right.
the last one here is I'm Home, Welcome Back, the ending theme to the movie, which we already knew a while back, performed by Kayla Kimura. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, as I mentioned beforehand, there are going to be some bonus tracks included, which are going to be featuring Pose, Jari Boy, Jari Girl, Kimi no Boken, and Kokoro no Note, which are the songs that Okazaki has
He wrote.
made for the Sun and Moon anime series. This is going to be the first time 3 of these 4 songs are going to be physically released. So that's also pretty cool to see.
Right.
Alongside this, there will also be some short movie creditless versions of Pose version 1, version 2, Jari Boy version 1, and version 2, Kimi no Boken creditless, and Kokoro no Note creditless as well. So, for the first time, we're actually going to be getting the creditless variations on a lot of these. And I'm excited to see the Kimi no Boken one, because I'm curious which version are they going to be using, because doesn't that have like 16
version 1.
variation?
Yeah, it's probably going to be the first one because that's what they usually do. The only exception for that, and I've noticed this is on my Twitter, Spurt's creditless is not version 1.
Really now? Oh,
Yep.
is that the one that includes
No.
the what is it?
Version 1 has the
Rangers.
version 1 has the Rangers on, doesn't it?
No.
No. Version 1 has the pyramid.
Has the pyramid, and also
Yeah. Version 2
no.
has the Rangers.
Yes, but the thing is though, version 1 also has no sound effects.
Oh, the noise. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah. There's no sound effect for the title, so it's that was the only exception of a song that was released creditless that wasn't the first version.
I do like it here that well, I assume that this is something that that Togasu has added here. He says that version 1 was used for episodes 1 to 23. Version 2 is used for episodes 24 to 60, which is Pose. Juddy Boy, Juddy Girl, version 1, which was from 61 to 90. Version 2, which is from 91 to 103. Kokoro no Note, which was used for episodes 104 to 138. And Kimi no Boken, which was the last and final opening of the series.
91 to 146.
So...
Sorry, 91 to 145, actually, because 146...
Oh, yeah, you're right, because that one just goes straight to the... It has the song in there, but it doesn't have the visuals that...
It doesn't have the visual opening.
So there's also going to be the one I just stated was basically the Coco Theme Song Collection CD and DVD limited edition first printing. So that's also pretty cool there.
Well, first print usually has bonuses on its own, like, for example...
It'll come with a set of stickers.
Like our background music. It'll probably come with either stickers or usually a picture CD.
It says here it's coming with the set of stickers from what I'm reading here.
Okay, so there's no picture CD, or maybe that's default.
Yeah. Maybe there might be something extra we don't know. But
I don't think so, but I think it's just a CD and a DVD collection because obviously we're going to be getting the credit list. So it's a combo. So this is the first time. So this is the first time in a while that Sony has released in terms of Pokemon a CD and DVD combination.
Yeah, it says here SME Records.
Yes, that's right. Sony Music.
Exactly. So looking forward to that. It also was confirmed that what was it? The movie Coco Music Collection will also be releasing around the same time as well.
Yes.
Which we don't know nothing about.
Yeah, all we know is Miyazaki.
Yeah, that's the only thing we know so far.
That's the only thing we know about. Yeah, that's the thing we know about. And then since we're talking about OSTs, as everybody knows, the PM 2019 soundtrack dropped on the 4th. And let me tell you, lots of great tracks. It's just, just to hear them all in full, it's just really immersive.
Also, it's incomplete.
Yes, it is, because Masafumi Mima, who is the sound director of PM 2019, there's at least 4 different variations of the Galar theme, the Galar Gym theme. Also, the biggest problem also with the CD is that it's been brick-walled. What does brick-walled mean? That means that they made it louder. Like if you were to put it into a spectrum analyzer, the peak is like negative 0.01 dB, negative 0.1 dB, which means it's like brick-walled. I don't like that personally because what happens is if you have your volume all the way up, it'll blow your ears out.
And prepare to bleed. So be careful when you're going to listen to the OST. I know it's great, but it's not ear bleeding great, okay? Let's not go that far with that, pal.
But I'll say this much. You'll have variations in the anime that aren't released. That's because, like I said, there's at least 4 different variations of the Galar Gym theme because I think Masafumi Mima has access to the multitracks, and therefore makes different arrangements.
Yeah, and it works in the show. I don't think it'll work in a release, I would say.
No, an OST. No, it wouldn't, because it would be way too many variations.
Yeah, so I assume there might be a year 2 OST maybe down the road. I can't believe that this show will survive with only 60 songs the whole way through,
I think there's going to be more, but it all depends on maybe not year 2, but maybe year 3. Maybe we'll get another CD. I'm hoping.
But for now, let's celebrate the occasion by the mere fact that we actually got an OST release for the TV series in over a decade. That is still something remarkable, and I'm very happy with that. But let's try to do our best to kind of spark more hype in the community and let those folks over there know that we would love to still get access to the songs that came prior to this generation. I'm still waiting for Best Wishes and Onwards, god damn it. Or specifically the X and Y ones and Sun and Moon, like because X and Y technically remix a lot of the songs from Best Wishes and, have them in X and Y. So, I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens, but I'm hoping that eventually we will get our hands on the OST for the other saga soon, if possible.
The problem with that, yeah, I don't think so. XY onwards, yes, but Best Wishes,
Yeah, I
no,
think
because,
you stated before in the past that Best Wishes there's some technical issue with that.
well, it's because Kadokawa actually owns everything pre XY.
It would be cool if they release. Yeah, the Ultimate Collection will never happen. At this point, you would
Nope.
need to get Miyazaki to remix every single track, or just have them release on the movie itself. He could just copy paste, or not technically copy paste, but make new rearrangements to have them in the films, and then just use it there. I mean, that's how we got a lot of the Alola tracks.
That's how we got the Reggie's theme.
But by the way, that
because it
Reggie's
was
theme is
remixed.
god. Like, I still think that's my favorite song from the Miyazaki stuff, man. It's one of my absolute favorites. It's so menacing, it's so perfect, and it just feels right. So, what do you guys say then? I think with all the silly shenanigans we got ourselves through within the first hour, what do you say we go into the second hour and start talking about the latest episode of PM 2019?
Let's go.
Alrighty then. So, this episode is going to be an interesting one to talk about, folks, because this is part 3 of the 4-part Sword and Shield arc that we got going on within the world of Pocket Monsters. And my overall opinion that I'm going to get into this one is going to be a simple review here for this one, and we'll extend it a little further. Here's my quick review. I love this episode until I remembered this is the 3rd episode.
Yeah,
That's how I felt about this episode. There was so much in this episode that I absolutely enjoyed. I loved everything. The build-up was there. The setup for fights were great. And then I remembered, oh shit, we have one episode left, and this episode didn't do anything really remarkable to kind of conclude certain things that should have been cleared here. But now they're shoving it all for the final one.
Yep.
And that's my take on it. I like this episode. I love it if I view it for what it is. But the moment I realize that we only have one more episode left to really conclude everything off, which is the Raihan and Sonia bit, the Go and Olive bit, the Ash and Rose bit, the Raihan and Eternatus bit, the Two Wolves bit, and then, of course, clearing out the little small things like with Team Rocket and the Gigantamax Meowth, for example, which, by the way, they just brushed off to the side in this episode. And I don't know, maybe like a conclusion, because I don't expect them to just suddenly end the episode so abruptly. There has to be some post stuff that happens where they show what goes down for Rose and Olive.
Oh, gotta be done in 24 minutes.
The last episode has a lot to fill in. This is why I was hoping that this episode...
That means they can't play their fucking opening like they did in this episode. I was so thrown off by that. I'm like, we can opening now? Okay, sure.
Yeah, so I'm really just confused with the direction for this episode. It felt like they thought they had 5 episodes. They realized that, oh no, we only have 4. And now this episode suffers. But, of course, at the end of the day, ladies and gents, these kind of things can happen, and sometimes they can often result in something remarkable at the end, or oftentimes it could be a bit of a mess. We still have to wait to see what the final episode will have to deliver, although I do feel bad for the next episode, because I feel given certain events that just happened not too long ago, everybody's going to have this situation where they're going to be like, so about that next episode preview that we're going to be getting next week, you know what I mean? Because the preview that we had for the episode that comes after the finale of Sword and Shield's arc is looking very, very interesting. And it is honestly probably my most anticipated episode for Pocket Monsters yet. But instead of focusing on that, though, let us now discuss the content that was provided in this episode. So, for starters, I'm going to be jumping all over the place. I hope you guys will hop in as well and just kind of talk a little bit about them too, because given how this episode was kind of all over the place, I think it's also kind of appropriate to kind of talk about some of the more, I guess not iconic, but just more interesting segments that they had in this episode. So I want to dabble on something that I find as a positive for this episode, despite how minuscule it is. I want to talk about Chairman Rose. I liked the little bit they gave to him. I think that was something needed to show exactly what Rose was attempting to accomplish with his goal in mind, because it involved his past. We actually got to see the past, the design of Rose back when he was like a child, and I believe his father went into the mines to try to gather something, and he never came back. And now he here in the present timeline is trying to make sure that the pain that he had to feel, or that he felt long ago, will be something that nobody else will feel in the present timeline, which is kind of a little odd that he said that, because I'm like, isn't in the first episode or so, weren't you just like, listen, sacrifices need to be made for the future of Galar? It just kind of shows you like the double edge that this man is trying to go for, and I like that from this character. I think that actually worked pretty well in my humble opinion. But yeah, there was a small little detail there, but it did enough to kind of flesh out what Rose has in mind. And I also want to add to this as well. There are a lot of segments in this episode where they heavily zoom in on Chairman Rose's eye. I don't know if anybody has caught that, where like his eye would kind of like, I wouldn't say glitter, but it kind of just like leaves a little bit of a sparkle on his eye. And it shows the hesitant side of what Chairman Rose is doing, because you could tell that he wants to, but at the same time he doesn't. It's one of those interesting moments where the character is not necessarily a bad guy per se. It's just more so he's misguided in what he's doing, and at the same time he's using people as tools to kind of progress his agenda. Yeah, so I'll pass this on to you guys. Like, what do you guys think about the Chairman Rose bit that we got for this episode?
Still better than explained in the games, in my opinion.
I think so too.
I'm gonna touch on that because obviously the anime had the advantage of the flashback. Context is important. So yes, obviously it's better than the games, much better than the games. And I think that's because the game, I don't know why, but the video games are very afraid to show like characters prior to what's happening currently in the scene. I don't know if it's laziness or what, but when it comes to flashbacks, Pokemon really doesn't like those for reasons unexplained. Like, for example, in Diamond and Pearl, when Cyrus explains that the world is full of strife, and or when you get to talk to Cyrus's grandparents and you actually get to read books on like what his life was like. You got to go out of your way to find that shit, though. Like, for some reason, the game really does not. Black and White's the only game I've seen that really messes with flashbacks. And you got to unlock those via memory key. So I don't know what it is, but I feel like the flashback that they gave in this episode was literally all they needed to have helped the game story a little bit further. And it felt like they were just too lazy to do that, or they were rushed, or maybe that national deck shit was pressure for them to get the game out on time, or what. I don't know what it was, but goddamn it, yeah, the flashback definitely helps. It gives context. So obviously for the two of you all who are watching this pod right now that don't know, basically Chairman Rose wanted to, Chairman Rose's father died in the coal mines trying to provide energy for the Galar region. So he wanted to get unlimited energy so that this will never happen ever again. And it'll put a bunch of miners out of fucking work. But
all for the future of Galar, Tyrone.
Put eggs in omelets. Like, but future of Galar. But because of that, we can see where he's going. It still has some problems in and of itself. So it's several holes. But in the context of this anime, it works a lot better. It definitely does a better job telling more of a story as to what happened. I kind of wish that we had a little bit longer to like absorb it, because the flashback is a scene of little Chairman Rose looking at a empty ass cave
with no person
upset,
coming out, basically.
and then
Yeah,
with no person coming out, and that it. Like, I wouldn't have minded that when Ash was in his room asleep, we could have got like Chairman Rose looking at the window of the city he's in, and then we cut to like a flashback, and then but then I know Pokemon's very afraid of death, so we wouldn't have
not
gotten
in the
much out of it.
television series, man.
No, in the television series they're not afraid of death, but they touch death with very light.
Yeah, they make
tones.
sure
Like,
they don't actually straight up say it.
well, not
Yeah.
not necessarily, because in Japan at least they're more I wouldn't say
I
welcoming.
know
but
TSS
they're more
is gonna
receptive.
correct me, but you're not gonna get some Attack on Titan shit when it
Nope.
comes to death. and
No,
Pokemon.
because TV Tokyo has
Yeah,
rules.
there's some
Exactly.
regulations that will forbid
So
that.
when
That's why you don't see
I
characters kissed
stand
on
by-
screen unless if it's
I stand by what I said. The Pokemon doesn't touches death with light toes.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's also under
Yeah, but-
limitations from where they're in.
Yeah, TSS is right. They have limitations and rules. So I know Pokemon isn't gonna like give us a nice they could have given us a nice 2-minute backstory on Chairman Rose where we get to see the life he was as a child. But no, we get this picture. But I'm grateful they at least gave us that, because they could have given us nothing. Team Rocket, I hate them.
Oh my god.
They exist.
This is the
They
worst
exist.
implementation of Team Rocket I've seen, and it was only because they needed to show off
But 100
the
J's death-
long
but 100
cat.
To be fair, 100 J's
Long man.
Even
Yeah.
100 J's death wasn't.
Puchigumi. No. For 100 J's death, it wasn't even shown on. Technically, it wasn't shown on screen.
Yeah, it wasn't shown on screen at all. It just showed
Yeah.
the shit crashing. That's
It
it.
showed the shit crashing, and that's
Yeah,
it. But it's like
I'm talking.
you don't see a body getting dismembered. or
Yeah,
some
I'm
shit.
talking about death.
That's the whole thing.
But so then and Team Rocket, I know why they're there. They're there because the Meowth can be downloaded in your local fucking Pokemon Sword and Shield game. That's why they're there.
Well, and also because it's promotion. It's promotion for Inuyama Inoko, because she's the voice of the Meowth and the Dynamax Meowth in the game.
Yeah, and that's what the fucking toy looks like. Like that's why it's
Promotion.
there. Promotion. Right, literally, that's why it's there. That's the saddest part. Like, I kind of wish Team Rocket had found a way to use this to their advantage, but no, they're there. And Ash meets up with him, and he doesn't give a fuck either. He's been fighting literally every Gigantamax Pokemon up to this point. Looks at Team Rocket and goes, "Shit happens, I guess."
Yeah, he just brushes it off to the side, like, that's their problem, not mine.
That's not important right now. The fucking Earth is being destroyed.
But this 100-foot
Earth is being
clad cat is
destroyed right now.
not a big deal.
Yeah. I actually want to talk a little bit about Eternatus for a second.
Is it Eternatus or is it Eternatus? I can never tell what the hell it's supposed to be. What is it?
I've been calling him Eternatus.
Mugendai.
I call him Eternatus, like eternity.
Oh God, ads. Okay,
Okay, let's try to clarify. It has to be Eternatus or Eternatus or.
I call him Eternatus.
Like eternal. Like I'm thinking about eternal.
Like it's just like eternity. Like it lasts all of eternity. Eternatus.
Mr. CSS was gonna say, I'm sorry, chat.
Some people
I
call
don't know
it broken umbrella.
why ads are happening, man. That wasn't me. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
Once again.
Some people call him broken umbrella.
I'm gonna call him infinite.
That's what it looks
But
like.
I want to talk. I think the ad stuff's gonna be over anyway. But, so I want to talk about Eternatus for a minute. Lumiose trainer Zach in his video mentioned how janky the CG looked for Eternatus. No, I disagree with that. You want janky CGI? Go back to fucking Gokujo Mechamote Incho from 2009, or fucking Duel Masters V3 from 2013. We had the fucking 8 FPS shit with the fucking the realistic curry pan physics. Or fucking something like Pretty Rhythm Aurora Dream. That shit is like 8 to 12 FPS.
I mean, to be fair, Lumiose trainer Zach said, "What is this 2008?" And all those references you made were from the past.
Yeah, but it doesn't look that bad, honestly.
Oh no, it doesn't look bad, but you could. I think it's one of those
For current
situations
anime
where
standards in 2020.
it doesn't
yeah.
look bad, but it just sort of sticks out and it's noticeable. But that's not necessarily a
It is
bad thing.
noticeable,
That's just
but it's not a
yeah.
bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I mean, if you would look, they probably use like Blender or something. But it's like, fine. I mean, they
I
use
really
After
don't get
Effects and
why it
stuff.
had to be
I think
CG.
Akira brought
think
it best because it's like it's fitting for Eternatus with the 3D CGI because it is an out of place Pokemon. It's an
It's an
alien
alien,
Pokemon.
yeah.
So having it be something that just doesn't fit with the Pokemon world, I think would work best on it. So
Well, and also,
Wait, why does Ultra
yeah,
Beast
hold
look
on,
like
hold
that,
on. We
man?
got two people that said the same shit. What the hell?
What?
Word for word. Very unique.
Oh, why didn't the Ultra Beast look like that?
Yeah. Well, actually, one of the Ultra Beasts did actually look like that. The
which
one with the head
and also I get
explosion one.
well, and also
Light
since it's CG, it also makes it easier to animate its attack. Because if you think about it, if you look at when it blows up
Yes.
everything, it makes it and also it looks and also it's much easier to animate CG all of the I guess the spinal wing things that it has.
Yeah,
like a
how do you
spine.
animate aura? Because this thing is just like has a little bit of tiny particles, like well, not tiny particles. It has like
Yeah.
limbs just sticking out of this giant ass glow in the dark glow stick around its body, and I don't even know what the hell it's supposed to look like in animated
Well-
form. That shit looks complicated.
Well, I mean, they did good with the outline. I guess that's the other reason why they want to make it CG is because it's easier to make the kind of halo outline, but also, like I said, to make it look more menacing and fluid.
Oh,
So-
there's one other thing about the episode that kind of I guess set me the wrong way.
What was that?
Their handling of Sonya. I was actually interested to see.
Oh
Sonya
my god!
fight,
When
but-
they said she was
but-
gonna be the opponent.
She's a girl. Move back, girly. Let Raihan handle it. And like I'm mixed feelings. I'm like, oh shit, yes, Raihan. Oh, fuck, he's being a
Yeah,
he's
why
being a
didn't Raihan
champ,
be like, "You want to help me out here?" Or if you're gonna be,
yeah,
if you-
let's battle them together.
and then he
or
sends
some
out his
shit.
Windows XP Pokemon, like that shit's gonna do something.
Like that demonetizes Sonya a little bit, but fuck it.
Well, it's confirmed that Raihan likes its butt, so it's okay.
Yeah, that threw me off, honestly. No, but I think it would have been great because it was like 4 opponents be like, Sonya, you take care of 2, I'll take care of 2, we'll work together as a team, you know? But because we didn't see that, maybe Sonya will do something else that only she can do.
Yeah. Well, we'll
She's
find.
really fodder.
We'll see.
Also, KG, this is literally these pictures actually show the literal problem I had with that. Remember, we tackled this shit literally last week. So you know the Garbodor,
Yes.
right? And my complaints. I was like, that means Oleana won't happen. Well, maybe he's just borrowing it from Oleana. Cuts to the next episode. Oleana's using a fucking Milotic. And I'm like, bitch is fucking God.
Yeah, it's not
Damn
even her
it.
signature,
Pokemon.
man. It's just a Milotic, which
Episode.
just happens to be super effective for the reboot.
And for those of y'all who may or may not care, if you look in the in Oleana's trainer card, it's revealed that she had that Garbodor since it was a Trubbish when she was living on the fucking streets. She was an orphan on the fucking streets. And then like Chairman Rose picked her up because she was smart, and she became top of the entire like of Winden. So to see her not use her ace, just
Also, to see her
fuck me
ace
so much.
get destroyed by reboot with Ember.
Right.
Well, it wasn't
Right,
Ember.
with
It
this-
was what was it?
with Giovanni spelled with a J instead of a fucking fuck, pissing me off.
But yeah, I do agree there. It was like one of those moments where it's like they had to make some sacrifices to work with the time that they had, and unfortunately that was one of their more weaker moments within the episode, I'd say. I really wish that they had found an alternative that they could have used, but I think because they wanted to show off the Gigantamax Garbodor, they couldn't have it be with Olive anyway at the end. So another thing is
It could have been with the
another thing too is I wish I could have seen a little bit more of the backstory for her. as well. Because if they were going to go out of their way to show off a little bit of backstory for Rose, it would have been interesting to have seen a backstory for Olive in this episode. And I feel...
At least we got Twilight Wings.
I mean, she's a side character. We don't
Aww, man.
No, Twilight Wings would like to speak to
See,
you.
use the Twilight Wings footage to flesh out her character, you know. But no, I think they might save the Oleana stuff for like next week, honestly, which will be another thing that they'll have to waste time on to have for the final episode.
Yeah, but honestly, it's only if it's going to be a flashback, it's 2 minutes. I mean, it's not going to be.
Oh no, it's not my
They
issue
can't-
with it being 2 minutes. It's my issue with it being used for the final episode of this arc.
They cannot have an opening in this episode.
Or an
they
ending.
Can't. They can't afford it.
Yeah, don't even have an ending as well. Just have the song play, but still show footage of what's happening.
I don't think the narrator needs to give us a recap either. I mean, I know he's gonna, but
No, some episodes there usually isn't a recap, so
we need to literally just cut to the episode. Like the minute the episode starts, just
that 24 minutes needs to all be used.
Yeah, it needs
Well,
to be
technically it's 20.
No, with including the opening and
No,
ending.
we're cutting out the bullshit. Yeah, we're cutting out.
Well, we're talking about it's normally 21 minutes because they have to leave 30 seconds. They have to leave 30 seconds for the next episode preview, minute and 30 for both the opening and ending. So it's
No,
3
we're saying that
minutes.
the opening and endings don't
3
even have them in this episode. And in the
Right,
ending,
we're
if you're
saying
going to
cut
use
them
the ending,
out.
just have the song play out, but they're showing everything that's happening on screen still.
Well, then again, they'll remember. They had one episode where the credits were 10 seconds.
Yeah, that too as well. So we'll see what happens. I'm very, very curious about what they're going to do for the direction of this final episode.
Or do what they do in season finales and make the credits part of.
That's
the
what I'm
episode.
saying. Yeah, like you remember Sun and Moon's finale? They had the song play in the background while they were still showing off content for what the characters were going through before they ended
Hell,
off.
X and Y. Yeah, hell, X and Y.
X and
did it
Y's
too.
was more of a backflash towards seeing everything that happened within the past to the present one. I'm talking more about the
Yeah.
Sun and Moon direction where they're showing off stuff that we never saw that adds more
Yeah.
to the events that happen after the aftermath, you know. And with X and Y, I don't need Pocket Monsters 2019 to do a recap of this 4-episode arc, you know what I mean? For the final minute and a half. I don't think that would work very well. But
I mean, like we all know the sad truth is that they gotta, because if you're following the road of narrative, if you're following the 6 steps of narrative, rising action, beginning, rising action, climax, closing action, follow up, and conclusion. They're not going to be able to fit all that in this episode. In the next episode. I'm just going to
no, everybody feels that. Well, I shouldn't say everybody.
Yeah.
Mostly everybody feels that way. It's just one of those where it's like, I'm very excited to see what the last episode will have, but not only because of just the train mess that it might potentially lead to, but hopefully if it can actually pull it off.
Swordbird and Shieldbird still has to be on there, but that's probably post.
And I guess one
Yeah,
last
they can
thing.
do that
Is this
episode
thing going to
now.
be caught? Because it does need to be caught. This thing is out of control. There's no way for them to let it go into the wild, man. Who's going to catch this thing?
Who's going to catch it? Yeah, who's going to catch it? They could. Pokemon really doesn't like people catching legendaries. So they really.
I can't wait for
thing-
Eternatus to be in
Leon.
not Sycamores in freaking the lab.
Oh, I guess we got to tackle that continuity error too. So, well, it's not really a continuity error. I think not. The thing where Eternatus broke out of the little ball.
They
right?
said that they rebuilt it or something or revived it.
Right. So that means a lot of people have been questioning its appearance in the episode where Ash and Go first make it to Galar. The only thing I could think of is that it was out before they got it.
But didn't they say they revived it in this episode?
So
that means that things might have died somewhere between the episode we saw that happen and then this episode, or there just happened to exist 2 of them in the Pokemon world that Ash resides in.
That's making no sense.
See, they did bring it up.
That's making no
See, they
sense.
did bring it up in this episode regarding Eternatus, but we don't know if that's the same one that we're seeing right here. That's my issue.
Yeah, but I also don't want to believe in a world where there's 2 of them.
It could. I mean,
They're aliens as well, man.
Probably what KG said before, where it was probably flying around and they captured it to get its
And then
power.
they probably
said
killed it, and then they revived it. So
You
no.
TSS. I
See,
said
the only
that.
reason why I'm saying that Eternatus from episode 12 is different from the one we have here is only because the one in episode 12 was actually animated in 2D style, whereas this one's a CGI. Two completely different Eternatus, I'm telling you right now. One's in 2D, the other one's in
This is
3D.
stupid.
That's my final conclusion to this whole thing.
But then that just makes the foreshadowing thing stupid and null and void now.
Well, this is Pokemon.
Not even the same Eternatus.
No, it's gonna be turning
Like,
two Eternities. They're gonna
the
look at each other,
excuse-
they're gonna nuzzle each other, and then they're gonna fly away into the space above and never be seen ever again.
Unfortunately, KG, the excuse, I know you're joking for hilarity purposes. I'm legit now analyzing it, but if you make that excuse for it, you ruin the narrative that already happened.
I'm trying to figure out how they're gonna squeeze all of this in 20 minutes, man. You
So
tell me.
So either way you push it, it's stupid. It hurts the
You're
story.
telling me that you're okay with a capture? Like, what the hell are they gonna do? Okay, I choose you, Eternatus, and then this giant ass red thing is gonna be coming out and just, I don't know what the hell it's gonna do. Like, there's so many routes that they could go. Will they let this thing fly away? Will there be a second Eternatus that will find this Eternatus and they too will fly back into space to be those aliens up there in the skies above? Or is there just going to be happening where they just capture the thing, keep it stuck in the Pokeball, wrap it up in chains, and never touch it ever again? And that poor thing's stuck in that little void for the rest of its life.
So I know KG's joking again, but two Eternatuses is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my goddamn life. You're writing a story, a fucking story. That means it has to make sense. Eternatus.
You're writing it. Well, you could look at some authors, and they make books that don't make any fucking sense at all.
I know. I'm not saying copy bad habits. I'm saying if you're writing a story, the best route to go is to make sense. And having two Eternatuses completely dilutes the whole Darkest Day situation.
Yeah, I agree with you, chat. Two Eternatus is dumb. Let's make it 3.
Oh, no.
The third one is done by child drawing.
Yeah, but the point is that Eternatus is supposed to cause the Darkest Day. That was the one Pokemon that caused so much damage. If there's two, the world would have been fucked a long time ago.
I assume there is two because I assume that the Eternatus that's here.
Well, then that means the world would be dead. There'd be nothing. One causes this much damage. Imagine what two could have done.
TSS already pulling the Game of Thrones Season 8 card. They just kill it on the fly. Like the second Eternatus comes, kills the first Eternatus, and then it just starts taking over some shit. Jesus. I really wish I could find some form of narrative to go for this ending, Tyrone. It is impossible. It is impossible to find a proper narrative because if they catch it, we're gonna keep asking ourselves, what's gonna happen to that thing?
Yeah, and it just means the writers of episode 12 were not talking to the writers of episode 44.
Yeah, it's like they completely skipped that and brushed it to the side. Or are they going to highlight this a little bit more and say, wait a minute, we saw this thing back in episode 12 when it flew away. How the hell did it get caught in the nest? Or are they going to address it? Or is that just going to be something?
Actually, no. You want to know what's funny? They bring it up in the Darkest Day saga. Go's the one that tells Sonya that they saw Eternatus.
But they didn't know it was Eternatus at the time.
Oh, what the fuck?
They just said they saw a flying Pokemon.
Yeah, so technically it does. It does.
The logical excuse is that Chairman Rose caught it between those few episodes.
Somehow killed it, I guess.
Well, no, because some people think it's a mistranslation, and I agree with that.
No. Revival can mean more than one thing. Revival doesn't necessarily mean it died. Revival can mean it was pooped, it got knocked out, it's tired, and it
didn't have all of its power. And
it wants to
exploit its true power.
You can revive your energy. Energy doesn't die. Well, energy can die, but it can also be revived. It can be replenished.
Now, another thing I also want to mention that I completely forgot thinking about it. I forgot that the evolutions are supposed to happen next week. Or next episode.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's happening too.
Cinderace and Lucario are supposed to be happening in this final episode here.
Yeah, I forgot all
already going to fit all. I was kind of hoping that this evolution would have happened during the time that they're fighting against Eternatus. But judging from what we're going through here, it looks like Reboot's going to evolve during the fight against Oleana, whereas Riel is going to evolve via the fight against Rose. And
which begs more of the question, they should have just given Oleana her ace. That's stupid.
Yeah, because now with the Milotic, it just feels a little...
It looks stupid. Yeah, it looks...
It feels awkward, but yeah, so he didn't kill it. You're right, he didn't kill it. He murdered it and then revived it. And this is what we're seeing right now. Seriously, this arc needed at least one more episode. I think would have been better, honestly. I just thought that, like, I wanted the fight with Eternatus to have been at least a half an episode, but because of how things are, I don't feel like that's going to happen because we also need to somehow get the two wolves to come into the fight, and I get the strange feeling that the two wolves are going to come in and one-shot that thing.
Yep.
They're going to be a pretty rainbow in the sky. The world is saved. Somehow they managed to kill Eternatus so much that they got it into evaporation and evaporated into dust. Nobody caught it.
Yeah, like Eternatus is going to use his strongest attack, but then like Zamazenta is going to block it because defense Pokemon, and then Zacian's going to do like the big slash.
Yeah, like it's actually going to evaporate. That way nobody catches it. No more Eternatus. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. No more inconsistencies with the plot.
But then again, we will not know until Friday.
So until then, we can continue to speculate.
I mean, here's the thing. We could. I mean, that's the thing. We could speculate all we want, but the fact of the matter is, whatever is on the fucking paint, whatever's on the digital paint is going to determine what the fuck is going to happen.
But until then, though, I want to have fun making my stupid ass theories and hope I can get some shit right.
Yeah, and then be completely disappointed, or maybe be completely surprised.
I'm not expecting two Eternatus, man. I'm just having this shit for fun to giggles.
If Go catches it and gives it to Sonya to research, I'm gonna lose my mind. Because that means Go would have the strongest fucking...
Technically, it's under his control. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because I think what it's going to happen is, like, if Sonya's a researcher, if she becomes a professor, then obviously she's going to study that Pokemon.
Which we do know, by the way. It's been confirmed via posters that, yes, Sonya becomes a professor by the end of this whole arc. She will get her professor outfit. As shown in the artwork where Ash, Go, Leon, and Sonya are having a picnic together. So that to me is exciting to see. And I'm very happy for that because they are indicating that maybe Sonya might have more relevance in future episodes than what we know so far. Well, they're technically posters, but they're mainly promotional artworks that are something you could purchase alongside with magazines similar to the past. You know, with Sunny Moon stuff and with the Leon Valentines and whatnot, if you recall that. So,
well, basically, like in copies of, like,
I think Pash Media has it,
or Pokemon Fun.
Yeah,
Pash Media, Pash, and also like Pokemon Fun. It's those you can usually get those artworks in those.
Yeah,
magazines.
that's how I got the Valentine's Leon one that I have over here to the side, and I'm very happy with that one. But yeah, so they have that artwork post there. So they also have the one where Koharu is making some food alongside with Ash and Go.
Yeah, JC Raiden says it right. This arc is not going to end Galar. It's just going to end the Darkest Day because they had to get the Darkest Day.
I just need to know how the hell did they intend to end Eternatus, because even if they don't end Galar, Eternatus story has to end here because Eternatus can't necessarily add anything forward, because there's nothing for it forward, you know. So I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with it, and hopefully the capture or whatever thing they're gonna make a big deal about it is gonna be interesting. So I do like the idea though of what you said. Tyrone would Go catching Eternatus, maybe not Go himself. I think maybe Leon could be the one to catch it, just to show off that he still is said champion or whatnot. Do a little.
Yeah, but they give it to Sonya as like a reason.
Yeah, exactly, because those two are connected. At least, you know, they even have flashbacks shown off in one of the episodes.
Yeah, they have a backstory.
Yeah, so that would actually make sense.
Also,
or they could do the brother thing and make Ash and Go throw the Pokeball at the same goddamn time.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a double throw whammy or whatever you want to call it. So I want to talk about one last thing though. This is probably one of the most painful things that we need to discuss. So hold on, let me go and grab an image real quick because this is honestly very This is another one of those rare occasions where we have to add it to the list of shit that we will never get to see in the anime. You guys remember that opening where they showed off that sequence where Riolu and Farfetch were training with each other? That never happened. That never happened in the on-screen television at all.
Well, then again, they did the same thing with
And
Best
they
Wishes.
did that shit with Sun and Moon as well. So another one to add to the list of openings that lie to our fucking faces.
Yeah, they did it with X and Y.
Yeah, they did. I don't recall what it was with X and Y, honestly.
Froakie and the
Oh,
Megalucario
you're
thing.
right. They made it seem like the fight was gonna happen, and it never did, right? So at
Froakie
least
never
they've
fought
been
In
they
fact, Froakie's the only Pokemon on Ash's team that didn't fight Megalucario.
Well, at least it's not that huge of a fuck you compared to the
yeah, with the Charizard versus
Oh, that
Reshiram was
was- yeah,
disappointing. I genuinely
was
wanted to see Rasengan versus Aura Sphere. Honestly, I'm disappointed by that. Sun and Moon with Ash catching Grubbin or Grabama as we called him back in the day. That never happened. And then Journeys here with Farfetch versus Riolu, which is looking to never happen.
Honestly, and this, you want to know what like bugs me more about this like Cinderace Lucario nonsense?
Doesn't feel right.
Like, all right, fine, they evolved, fine. But guess out of all the Pokemon Ash and go ahead, guess which two Pokemon have never fucking fought each other? Trained. Reboot and Riolu have never even fought. They never fought.
No, they fought a couple.
Oh, they've never fought. They have never had
Oh,
a
you
fight.
mean those two against each other?
Yeah, they've never fought
No,
each other.
they never actually, no.
They've never trained against each other. They've never done
Oh, I
shit.
thought you meant like if they fought. No, they fought against other
Like,
opponents, but
the
not
image-
themselves.
The image would have actually worked if we had like Reboot doing the kicking thing with Riolu punching and
Yeah, like had a moment where it's like those two were rivals to each other, and then grow that.
Yeah, that's a rivalry waiting to happen, but no, they didn't do it.
And also, they're not even gonna evolve in the same screen together. They're in separate areas of the tower they're in.
Also, Dripression. I love that name. He said that Farfetch was trapped in the Pokeball. He hasn't even shown up in the Darkest Day now. He's the Pokemon that hasn't made an appearance yet.
We say that, and he's gonna make an appearance.
Right, Farfetch is gonna show up and fight
Farfetch
Eternatus.
is the Eternatus Slayer. He's going to grab the sword and he's gonna grab the shield. He's gonna evolve into Surfetch. He's going to use his giant leap and stab Eternatus, and he will slice Eternatus, kill that thing, and the world is saved thanks to a fucking duck.
That would have worked. That would have
Come
worked if Kamon wasn't in the fucking poster already for the Mewtwo.
I know. I would have loved. No, wait, what if they're trying to deceive us? What if that's the thing? What if they're just trying to lie to
they're
our
not
face?
gonna deceive it.
They already spoiled Cinderace and Lucario in the opening. Of course they're gonna fucking...
But see, look, my route already was 1,000 times better than whatever I came up with just a couple of minutes ago.
Oh, also, now that Oleana's on screen, I actually do want to point out, I loved her little joke. Well, it wasn't a joke for her. It was funny if you're watching her though. She's like, "I'm only here if you're gonna disrupt Chairman Rose's plans." Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. Well, fuck you. I loved it.
She just yeets her Milotic.
She just loses her absolute mind, and I love it. I love her bipolar ass.
Bipolar, that's
bipolar ass.
So, well, I guess now with that being said, final thoughts on the review?
Okay, so Ebo, yeah. So Ebo says, "Are we going to get an updated opening after this episode?" I think so.
Yeah, because Mewtwo.
Yeah.
I think Mewtwo's going to do something, and I think...
I don't know. Yeah, the real quick, the Oleana thing reminds me of I don't know if you watch Team 4-Star when Vegeta's like, "What are you doing? What am I doing? Foiling my plans? Foiling your plans? Are you? Yes. I'm gonna fucking kill you." That.
Okay, that's go on, Evie.
Speaking of Mewtwo, it's kind of surprising that this Mewtwo is actually the same Mewtwo from, or at least they're bringing back the same voice actor from Mewtwo that Strikes Back, which implies that this is the movie Mewtwo.
It is confirmed
Yes, sir.
that Masachika Ichimura, the Japanese voice actor for Mewtwo in Mewtwo Strikes Back and Mewtwo Returns, as well as the remake of Mewtwo Strikes Back, is returning to the television series to play the role of Mewtwo for the episode Battling and Getting Mewtwo Comes Back that is going to be airing on November 20th. We actually got a trailer earlier today that highlights what this episode is going to be about, and the Mewtwo is officially confirmed to have dialogue.
Wait, how many episodes is this?
Literally, after this upcoming episode, it's going to be...
I hate that placement. We
No, this is what I was saying earlier, Tyrone. I'm saying next week's episode, everybody's going to ignore next week's episode because they're going to be focused more on the preview for what's coming next week.
We needed some episodes of rest before we just hop right. Like, the brain needs variety, and you need, like, action needs to balance out. I have some good news, Tyrone,
because after this Mewtwo episode, there's going to be a weird-ass eating tournament with a Blaziken and some Pikachu that gets really, really close to getting killed or some shit. I don't know what the episode title is.
Yeah, that's fine, but they blew Journeys blew their load right here. Jesus Christ.
Well, hey, gotta remember it's the refraction period.
I wouldn't have minded that the Koharu cooking episode happened in between the Darkest Day and this.
There's a Koharu cooking episode?
Well, wasn't it like a baking episode?
I thought it was just some eating tournament that Go's going to use his stupid-ass squirrel Pokemon to fight against a Blaziken who's eating as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that. Sorry. Well, I saw Koharu be promoted in it.
No, that's
but I'm saying like the Darkest Day stuff could have ended, and then we get the eating contest, then we get Mewtwo.
Tyrone out here giving Koharu content in the show. What is this shit?
I'm saying we could have got a calm before the storm. Like Jesus, Mewtwo on top of Darkest Day. That's probably why I didn't see a lot of tweets about the episode.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, because everybody was so focused on the preview for what's going to be coming rather than the actual episode itself. And I know for a fact this upcoming Friday, Tyrone, more people are going to be focused on the fact of the Mewtwo preview alone than they will for the actual final day of.
If I was Ash, I'd be like, I'm fucking tired.
So, here's the thing. We got a quick translation for the trailer, which I thought was interesting because guess how they started off the trailer? With Satoshi saying the line Mewtwo. Mewtwo responding, "Why did you come here?" Go responds back by saying, "My dream is to go where Mew is." And then Satoshi tells Go to watch out. Go screams Satoshi's name. Satoshi says, "Let's go, Pikachu." And Mewtwo responds back saying, "Very well. Let us fight for that dream of yours." I'm excited for this. This legitimately is the most...
That means Hoso 2 is canon again.
This is the first time a movie has actual relevancy to the TV series since 20 plus years. I know we've had little moments where they've had like nice little... like, I wouldn't say flashbacks, but cameos of certain elements from films prior. Like I remember the Darkrai thing was mentioned. I remember that wishing thing from the Jirachi film was mentioned. You know, the Lucario movie with Aura. But this is the first time when a character from the film is actually transitioning himself to the television series to bring something to the table. And here's my biggest question, and I need to ask you guys here as well as the chat. Are they setting up something here?
Ebo, though, the problem here is that scene was actually the one ripped from the movie technically, because the scene of Mewtwo flying away, that was ripped from the film. But technically Mewtwo has not appeared, and plus it had the armor. It wasn't recognized. It wasn't acknowledged.
Yeah, they only had like a small little moment when it flew away after breaking some.
You're giving the anime a lot to sit on.
This was something see, the thing is, I'm not doing that. The anime decided to take that approach.
Yeah.
Now it's up to them to see what they do.
You gotta really trust that the writers are gonna do that. And that
notice because here's the thing. A couple of things I want to bring note to this upcoming event, because first of all, they made two posters highlighting Mewtwo. However, the second poster specifically has Mewtwo in the middle, whereas with Zamazenta and Zacian above Mewtwo. And they're the only legendaries being featured in that particular poster, alongside with Koharu and Eevee and Yamper, and alongside Ash and all his Pokemon, and Go with Cinderace. There is something that I feel they're trying to do here. I don't know. I feel like they can't just simply have this episode be here. There has to be some form of relevancy to using Mewtwo in this storyline, especially given the fact that this is happening right after the Sword and Shield story. That seems so. I feel like what I'm thinking, and I stated this before on Twitter, I think Mewtwo is going to be the year 2 plot. I think Mewtwo is going to be the key.
Rockets.
Well, not just that. I think this is where the legendary raids start kicking in. I think Mewtwo is going to be the one to kick things off for Ash and Go to counter legendary Pokemon roaming around the Pokemon world. Because there is something in this preview that they state where Mewtwo states very well, let us fight for that dream of yours. And also there was another Pokemon, a legendary Pokemon at that, who also spoke in this series as well, Lugia, specifically to Satoshi. Yeah. I feel like they're trying to do something with the legendary Pokemon in this story. And I hope that whatever they have in mind, it delivers. It is still too early to tell, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. My only question is, will they actually do something with this? And I feel like they have to. I would love for Mewtwo to be the main character that could lead Ash and Go to legendaries across the globe. And like Mewtwo could feel like some sense of abnormality happening with some parts of the Pokemon world and could command Ash and Go to head over there to see what's going on with the legendary Pokemon residing from that region, which could lead Ash and Go to fight against legendaries that you wouldn't see them, like maybe one of the Reggies or maybe the roaming legendaries, like let's say, for example, Mesprit, Uxie, Raikou, Entei, Suicune. Suicune, if they bring Suicune back, dude, that could be something amazing in itself right there, because Suicune and Ash kind of have a little bit of relevancy there. So there's that. But that's what I'm just asking. Like, this episode has so much weight under it right now because it feels like it has infinite potential to do something great.
But it also has the chance
be
to let a lot
just nothing more than a fan service episode. This is going to be one.
I'm looking at this with realistic lens, and that's what I see. Is like I see a great fan service opportunity, which awesome, I guess.
We're going.
But I would think though, since this is going to start the second year, they're going to have something. There's going to be something. There's going to be more subplot than what is shown here. There's probably going to be like maybe the Rockets do something stupid, and then cause like the fuck, or they're trying to get all the legendaries now or something. Have like a little subplot in between. Or
remember, I can already tell right now, like, where are Ash and Go in? Do we know exactly where they are?
They are now? Just
in this preview.
No, they were traveling to an island. You know where I think it might be, Tyrone?
If you really want to pinpoint
it might be the
faraway island.
And Mewtwo returns.
I was gonna say, if you really want to point out continuity, Mewtwo's not in Kanto. He's in Johto. He's in New Island. But are they gonna recognize New Island? Are they gonna go to the Johto region? Or is this just gonna be like the reason to bring Mewtwo back with his voice and go, I remember that, and then it'd be
it's gonna be no. I don't
remember
think so.
At the end of Mewtwo Returns, they flew away again.
Yeah, but of course, he had his memory.
That's what intact. I'm saying, because Ash has his memory intact in this one. That has to imply Mewtwo Returns is canon, and in Mewtwo Returns, Mewtwo flies away from that island that resided in Johto, and he went somewhere else. We don't know where that somewhere else was.
Somewhere else. So maybe we get an answer.
Like the way they've been treating the way Jennings has been treating a lot of these old moments is, I remember that, and then they just moving on. Moving on.
I want to say something that is very interesting is that they specifically stated that this Mewtwo is from movie 1. They didn't bring up at all the remake. This is straight up from movie 1. And given that movie 1 ties into the television series, that's also indicating that Mewtwo Returns, which was tied to the television series, is also canon to the storyline as well, and that's why I think Mewtwo here.
Well, technically, it's a gold and silver special. It's not technically part of the canon line
Oh,
of
yeah.
original episode. The only thing is though, it does include in the episode count because a rerun in 3 parts was done in the end of December of 2000, but that has nothing to do. It's considered still a kind of a special, especially if you look at the original credits, it says
Yeah.
special.
I still think it's just going to be
even though
one
it
of
uses
those
OK as
rare
an opening and
exceptions where it's just going to
Boku no
be
Best Friend.
tied to the television because they need to find a way to get some story elements.
I mean, because in reality, like someone just pointed out, it was on that island to live and defend all the clones mixed with original Pokemon that are on there, and then they transported them off. So it's like
Remember, all the Pokemon are
Mewtwo's
now
right.
living freely. The clones are now living their lives out there.
So I guess Mewtwo just flew with them for no reason.
No. Originally, everything was fine. When Giovanni came in and messed everything up, that's when Mewtwo began to realize that the Pokemon should just live the way they should live, and instead of hiding in plain sight from everyone, you know. So that's how the film ended, with all the Pokemon now living freely amongst the Pokemon world.
I just know, like, they can't get away with what Journeys has been doing, where if Ash sees someone he knows, they just show a picture / flashback of what, like the picture flashback, where it's like, oh yeah, I remember, I fought Ash, this happened, boom. All right, anyway, so the show.
But also, you know what also disappoints me too, as well. Now thinking about it, Tyrone.
I feel that's what's gonna happen.
The reason why I have to back you up on that one, Tyrone, is because it's only one episode.
Yep. That's the thing nobody's looking. I'm looking at it. Obviously, everyone else is like, everyone else is like, movie 1 Mewtwo. I'm looking at it like, y'all got a little time. Y'all gonna get that picture. Y'all gonna get that JPEG, and y'all gonna be upset.
Hey man, listen, we've already had enough JPEGs, and we've had animations of seeing Karina get her ass whooped by bees. So
y'all gonna get that picture of y'all gonna get that picture of Ash throwing yeeting Mewtwo into the lake.
No, I want to see a JPEG of Ash punching Mewtwo, man. That's the one JPEG I want to see.
Well, he can't remember that one.
No, Mewtwo's the one that's a flashback into the...
Oh, yeah. I remember that fucker punched me.
At last, I could finally get his ass.
I'm just saying, y'all playing with fire right now because it's one episode.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, the way that they could end it is it could be open-ended. And again, they can do like this kind of thing where it could lead to other legendaries.
But then
that's what they're doing.
We run into this problem that I think like TSS has unknowingly opened up this problem where like when he says that, like it leaves it open-ended. There's a lot of episodes he said that for. So there's a lot of open-ended things right now that Pokemon
because the series is not fucking over yet.
I know, but it's just like you got a lot of shit to finish, Pokemon. You might want to stay on one project.
There's a lot. Yeah, the game has turned into the waiting game.
To be fair, but technically, since they want to do everything, I think they only.
Then you're gonna miss shit.
Well, not really, not necessarily.
You can't do it all.
I mean, literally, we were just arguing about Eternatus inconsistencies.
Right, like when you open up that many things. It leaves a weird like obligation to finish them. So now you got to go back and remember all that shit. You got to backtrack your ass to all the shit that you left open ended.
At the same time, though, I'm excited just to see what they have in store for this.
And I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not disagreeing with TSS. They can go back to it. The issue is don't open too many cans if you're not willing to finish those drinks. Otherwise, they'll go flat.
Oh man, I hate soda that's like that.
Yeah.
Then again, I think then again, though, technically from a realistic standpoint, it's like it's 23 years of freaking like continuity. Yeah, because you think about it this way. At least it's actually making an effort to fucking remember shit. Not like, oh, we tripped on a lady bod at the beginning, fucking black and white best wishes and fucking forgets most of the shit. You know,
right.
That's the way. That's the way.
And
it is.
then magically remembers it again when Charizard shows up.
Yep. So again, it's like you can't just blame this fucking series because Johto did it with the GS ball. Well, technically,
Johto did it with the GS
Orange
ball. X and Y did it with the Melminatis. You know, Sun and Moon did it as well with its certain elements of plots.
And
It's flawed.
As much as I love X and Y, I'll admit the reason they couldn't finish all their shit was because Sun and Moon was happening, so they didn't have time. So I'm just saying.
No, man, they
Like,
could have removed
don't
that
open too many
stupid ass
cans.
Lit Leo episode and could have called it a day.
Well, they had to show it off. Unfortunately, they had to show off all the.
Yeah,
Pokemon
I think
unfortunately.
ultimately though the thing that's always going to take precedence is showing off the Pokemon because they have
Yeah, I hate that. Yeah, TSS is right. They got to show off every damn Pokemon.
Yeah, that's the whole thing,
I
and
hate that restriction.
including fucking all the Porygon forms. Let's go.
Okay,
Well,
now we're
Porygon.
going into impossible territory that I'm intrigued to see if it'll happen.
Yeah, because if they have to show
Ow.
every single fucking Pokemon at least once, it's either going to be Rocket Gasha or they're gonna focus it on an episode. That's the whole thing.
Right. Hashtag Porygon did nothing wrong.
Hashtag
But-
Porygon, yes.
But yeah, and like I said, I'm not saying TSS that they won't. I'm just saying be careful. This show needs to be careful. They write in a lot of this Pokemon Journeys. One of the things I love about Journeys, it has so much just juicy potential for shit because it does what the other Pokemon series don't do. It breaks its limits that the other shows are held down by. Usually, with the exception of Sun and Moon. Yeah, usually with the other shows, with the exception of Sun and Moon, Ash is limited to the journey and what he can and can't do at the time that he's traveling. The show has none of those limits, and it's not even restricted by region technically. So
I think now
it has so much juicy potential, but there's so many moments where they fuck it up.
I think however though, since the teams are pretty much well built now for both Satoshi and Go, we're gonna probably focus more on the legendary raid battles, as we mentioned earlier. Yeah. Now, and of course, Koharu needs development. So I think year 2 is going to be Koharu development and then these legendary raid battles. I personally think that because at this point, they both have teams that they don't. I mean, and the other thing is probably Surfetched, but that's pretty much the only thing they have left. Because once you have the main characters and the main Pokemon that are going to be there, completely fleshed out, then you can move on to the other shit. So that's what I'm thinking. So year 1 was used to build up the teams, to build the relationship, and then we're gonna get to Koharu, the max raid stuff with the other legendaries, and then Surfetched. So that's probably going to be the focus of year 2. I think this is going to be the stepping stone of the rest what's going to come on for the second year, because we are going into the second year.
It's like they just want to get rid of Galar shit so that way they could just do whatever the hell they want now moving forward.
And also you got to remember we still have the Crown Tundra and Olive Armor. That shit also.
I wonder
in the future.
who the hell is Calyrex going to possess? I would love.
Watch it be like Kojiro or something.
I want it to be Koharu.
Oh God!
Right.
I want it to be one of the trio, man. It needs to be one of the trio, and I think Koharu being the one possessed would be hilarious in my opinion. But yeah, so very intrigued to see where things are gonna go for this upcoming year. We'll obviously get more in depth into it. I also just released a poll now. If you guys want to check it out in the chat regarding like your thoughts on it, if you are excited for the upcoming Mewtwo episode, make sure to answer it. We still got a little bit of time before we go on. To finish things off, we still got a little bit left to talk about before we go and wrap things up for tonight. But overall, I'm very excited for this upcoming finale for Sword and Shield. Curious to see how it's going to turn out. I'm excited for the preview for the Mewtwo thing happening. There was articles stating that nostalgic faces are also going to be returning into the series of PM 2019. Now, I'm concerned for that one only because so far, given the way things were handled for Karina, I don't want to see another one of those situations where Farfetch comes in, does his come on, and beats Paul's team that is from DP. Like, let's try not to replicate
the thing is though,
that.
the thing is I personally don't think it's going to be anime exclusive characters. I think it's just going to be game characters. I don't think.
Why would they say nostalgic faces though? Then.
Nostalgic faces, which means Jim Lee.
Video games, video game characters.
characters.
This show does not like past anime characters at all.
I mean, we say that, and then fucking Shinji comes back, and then people are gonna lose their shit for like 5.5
Yeah,
hours.
man. That.
And then Paul's entire team is gonna get swept by
Come on. That's what I'm saying. Come on's gonna fight there. It's gonna evolve into Search Fett. It's gonna be a 6-1 victory right there. Telling you right here, right now. That's how it's gonna be.
Evie's still alive. I think he didn't. Evie, did you watch the episode?
He's gone.
Oh, he's dead.
Is
Okay.
that- no, I'm right here. What was that?
Did you watch the episode?
No, but
See, told you.
I
Told you.
kind of on Twitter. At least I watched the first episode of this arc. So
Yeah, there you go.
He
Yeah,
watched the arc, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for
Yeah, all right.
fun little
Woo.
fact, by the way. It was confirmed that Lucario's the one that's going to be for Ash is actually going to be voiced by Daisuke Namikawa, who actually voiced Lucario in movie 8, as well as the Pokemon that you see in Smash Brothers.
And on the poster, it's the same fucking pose.
Indeed,
by
how
the way.
nostalgic is that? Also, for Cinderace, good news,
Oh,
everybody.
hold on,
All
hold on,
those
hold on.
folks who were concerned about disappearing, it turns out that the original VA that did the voice for Score Bunny, as well as for Reboot that you hear right now, is still going to be voicing Cinderace.
Yeah, Megumi Hayashibara.
Yeah, so
is
do
gonna
not
be
worry.
Still. So instead of beef, we're gonna hear
Ban! I would love it if it could still do its
Kaharu's doing Ash's pose from XYZ.
Yeah, is that a disgraceful attempt or is that really great?
I don't
Listen,
know.
man,
I
anything
know
relating to X and
somebody-
Y already got me concerned, especially because that's the X and Y and Z pose. That's not the X and Y pose. So that already has me concerned.
Somebody in Twitter pointed it out. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. She does look like what Ash was doing when he did the same pose.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys say? We go and wrap things up for tonight then.
actually,
Go ahead.
what did you guys think about that Pokemon Master Collection rumor? Oh,
No, that's good. That's fake because
That's fake.
because actually, if you look closely on the game that screenshot, there's actually
Yeah, like
misspelling.
experience was like experience or something like that. It was spelled incorrectly.
experience.
Yeah, it looks like a bad AliExpress
Also, you
AliExpress
know
listing.
damn well if they were to do that, they would not. And I repeat,
They would not charge fucking £50 for this shit.
Also, they wouldn't have the games dueled up. You want to know what they would do? They would have a Pokemon Masters Collection 1 and 2. The first one would have red, gold, and ruby on it, and the other one would have blue, silver, and
then the
sapphire
third version
on
would
it.
have yellow, crystal,
And
and
then they would
emerald.
sell a third one, yeah. And then they would call that the complete version or something. And we know damn
You
well how
gotta
Pokemon
spend
works. We know how Game
$200.
Freak
They're gonna
works.
be because they're gonna be full prices.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Game Freak is not going to sell one thing. Are you stupid?
At the most, if they're gonna do split versions like that and include like 3 games each, it's gonna be $30.
Yeah,
At the most.
at the most. We're talking
Also-
handheld games to Switch.
yeah. So
No, talking about like emulation. It would be very nice if they had like borders and shit. Custom borders and shit. As my brother tries to call me at fucking 12 midnight,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
Oh,
That means we gotta get going. That means we gotta
all
get
right
going
then.
now.
So let's go and
Yeah,
wrap things
just-
up for tonight. Then what do you say?
Yeah, let's do
Why
it.
not?
All
Yeah.
right, then. Once again, everybody, thank you guys so much for being with us here tonight. We hope you guys enjoyed tonight's session of the PokePod World Podcast. Thanks, everybody, here in the call for joining me, Tyrone the God 3, TSS Killer, Alpha EV. You guys can find all their information down in the description below in the friend segment. Make sure to go and check them out. Also, tune in tomorrow, both on my as well as on Tyrone's channel, because we will be continuing our race within the world of Kanto because we know how much people love Kanto so much. We are still continuing our quest to see who can complete Pokemon Red or Pokemon Blue first.
They ROM hacks with the Gen 2 sound and graphics.
Indeed.
And
So if you guys want to check that out, make sure to tune in tomorrow at, I want to say, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And look forward to that. For now, let's go and raid somebody. I see a couple of people I can go and raid. I see, was it Trainer Tips actually is going live on Sword and Shield. Master Holly. Let's see who's else. Who do you guys say we should try? I'll put Trainer Tips. I'd say let's go raid Trainer Tips. What do you say?
Yeah,
All right,
sounds
then,
good.
everybody.
Yeah.
So let's go and raid him. Let's go say some hi. Let's do some hashtag KG raids and all that. Yeah, let's go call it a wrap. Once again, everybody, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. We hope you guys enjoyed tonight's session, and we will talk with all of you guys later in whatever video we make. Take care, everyone, and as always, have yourself an awesome day. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Wash your fucking hands.
Wash our
Adios.
hands, yo.